Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Let's go now. 52 blue.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
2nd and 5 now. Tua out route to Hill, complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Tua going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I notice his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, If you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. The Raiders had 8 and 5 to start play, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
But they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Tua sets up to pass it. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From midfield, here's Tua. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Tua. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. Sanders' kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. He'll bunt, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Edwards with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it, and the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own point. yards.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to pass. Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Hunt will try going up the middle. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
10 cycles.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And able to find Alan Lazard. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. They'll run with Hunt, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. one got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
22 needle.
Now Tua. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 16. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Here we go.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the counter, Hunt. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. They'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
95.
Hunt is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. Touchdown, Dolphins! Myles Gaskin, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Sanders now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Carr to throw. That's complete to John Ross. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw his Carr. Looking deep for Adams. A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. It's a big play there for Vegas. 43 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So Carr exits on 4th down, and on comes Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. And he pulled it. Oh, my goodness. It's no good. He missed it, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Ready?
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Tua on the bootleg here. Oh, Hill, great grab. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw, as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long, had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Here we go, set, yellow, 43.
A carry here for Hunt. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Shot, 17.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Max Crosby in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away.
The Raiders have Lynn Bowden back deep.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. To throw, it's Carr. And it's complete to Adams. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
From the 27, Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Running on first down with Gaskin down to about the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Down.
6 yards left on second down.
Ready, go.
They'll drop to throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Here we go. Here we go. Blue 32. Go.
Two are going to hand this to Gaskin. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go.
Coming up on a
45.
2nd and 6.
Cut.
Back to throw here. They'll roll him out right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Here's Gaskin.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Ready up. Fight. 97.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. On 1st and 10, here's Carr, and he fires one incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Carr now to throw. Oh, the slant connects with Devontae Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a handoff to Jacobs.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Carr now on first down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trade in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 36, Carr, the open man here, Renfrow.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 27.
It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Carr.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Carr. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. Touchdown Raiders. Hunter Renfrow, 27 yards.
And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Come on, set. Black 40. Cut.
Gaskin will try it up the middle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Okay, break.
Gaskin again on 2nd down.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That was short one to Gesicki. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40.
Tua sets up to pass it. Swings this out here for Cohen. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. 50 green. Ready, go.
They'll run out of the gun with Gaskin. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Here's Tua. Over the middle, complete. That's Cohen. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his tight end Gesicki in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Here's Carr.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Carr going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here we go, set. Blue, 32. Ready.
Up the middle, Gaskin. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Gaskin again on 2nd down. Down to the 25. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Gaskin. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking deep for Adams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
41 yards on the ground for him so far.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Second down, Gaskin.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run up the middle with Cohen. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On the handoff, it's Gaskin.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
On first down, back to Gaskin.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Once again, it's Gaskin.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
On the handoff is Gaskin.
And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. This is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for the Dolphins, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.